Welcome to the Akashic Library.
You know those days, right? You're feeling great, absolutely on top of the world, like things are finally going your way, and then, boom, it all just collapses. It's so weird, but why do we do that? Why do we sometimes seem to be the ones who sabotage our own happiness? I mean, really think about it. Does it feel like every single time you're genuinely proud of something, or you get really excited about what's next, something just comes along and yanks you right back down? It's so frustrating, right? But it's also super common. And today, we're going to get into why that happens. And this whole crash thing, it can look like so many different things. One minute you're feeling great, and the next you're, actively doing something to ruin your own mood. Maybe you just start spiraling about some new worry that pops into your head. Or you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and just, that wave of criticism hits. Or, and this one is a classic, you suddenly remember something super embarrassing you said like 10 years ago and start panicking all over again. It's just this sharp, sudden drop back into that old familiar anxiety.
And here's the thing that's so wild about it. It almost feels predictable, doesn't it? It's like deep down, without even knowing it, we're following some kind of secret rule book. A rule book that tells us exactly how happy we're allowed to be.
So yeah, let's just call it what it is. It's a secret, sad law. It's just running in the background, And its whole job seems to be to make sure we never feel too good for too long. And the rules of this law, they're basically like these subconscious commandments, right? Thou shalt never be exuberant. Thou shalt never be too happy. And my personal favorite, thou shalt worry a lot. It sounds so harsh when you actually say it out loud, but for so many of us, that's the script we're following without even realizing it.
Okay, so where in the world did we get a rule book like this? I mean, it's not like any of us would choose to live this way, right? To figure this out, we've got to go back, way back.
And this is really the core of it all. The origin story for this kind of self-sabotage, it almost always starts in our childhood. Back at a time and a place where feeling happy, believe it or not, might have actually felt dangerous.
Okay, so here's the main idea. This whole behavior, it's a learned thing. It comes from growing up somewhere where our success, our joy, just wasn't really welcome. In fact, it might have been seen as a bad thing, maybe even a provocation. And listen, this is so important. This is not some personal flaw. It was a survival strategy that we had to learn. So picture this. On one side, you've got a kid who's just naturally happy, confident, and content. But on the other side, maybe you've got a parent who's really struggling, maybe with their own sadness or bitterness. And for them, seeing their kids so happy wasn't a good thing. It actually felt like a threat, or this painful reminder of everything they didn't have. And just like that, our joy became a problem. And the effect of that, it's huge. We learned really early on that being quiet, a little down, even a bit scared, that was safe. If we were sad or kind of small, nobody bothered us. We didn't make anyone jealous, we just stayed out of trouble. Sadness, believe it or not, became our shield.
Right. And because we had to practice this for so long, we got really good at it. We basically developed a whole toolkit, a whole repertoire of sabotage. These aren't just random things we do. They are actual skills we learn to use to pull ourselves back down to that safe level of anxiety whenever being happy starts to feel a little too dangerous.
We all have our signature moves, don't we? Come on. Like, step one might be to go online and find something that confirms all our worst fears about ourselves. Step two, maybe we pick a fight with someone we love, just to stir things up. And for the grand finale, step three, we dig up some ancient, super cringing memory to just drench ourselves in guilt. I mean, we are masters at wiping the smiles right off our own faces.
But, okay, here's the good news. Just seeing this pattern, even if it's hard to look at, that's the first and most important step to changing it. We can actually find a way out of this. And it all starts with giving ourselves permission to finally flourish. So let's get practical for a minute. I want you to really ask yourself this. What reasons, what incentives might there have been in your early life to kind of dial down your happiness? What were the hidden rewards for staying small and quiet? And let's get even more specific. Who might you have upset by just being happy? Was there someone whose well-being seemed to be in conflict with yours? Pinpointing that person, or that dynamic, that is absolutely key.
Okay, so once you have a sense of that, the next step is to talk to that part of you that's still scared, that inner kid who learned to be afraid. We need to be able to gently but firmly tell that part of us, hey, the person who needed you to be sad, they're not in charge anymore. Their authority is gone. The old rules just don't apply today.
And really, this is what it all boils down to. You don't have to apologize for who you are anymore. Not for being attractive, not for being intelligent, not for being gifted. You don't have to say sorry for wanting stability, or even just for being in a good mood. These are not crimes.
And that's really the ultimate truth here. No matter what you were taught, no matter what secret, sad laws you've been living by, the real truth is so much simpler, and it's so much more freeing. You are allowed to live. You are finally allowed to just live, without sadness and fear being your constant companions.
In the last video, we explored the hidden mistakes people make when choosing a partner. This next conversation asks a harder question: why we hold on to people who wound us. And after that, we'll look at how to rebuild trust with yourself so healthier love becomes possible.